morning singing,
God is so good.
I got up this morning singing,
God is so good.
I got up this morning singing,
God is so good.
my God is so good to me. Feeling good down in my soul.
God is so good.
Said I'm feeling good down in my soul.
God is so good.
Feeling good down in my soul.
God is so good.
My God is so good to me. In my time of trouble,
God is so good.
I said in my time of trouble,
God is so good.
in my time of trouble,
God is so good.
my God is so good to me. In my time of triumph,
So good.
in my time of triumph,
God is so good.
I said in my time of triumph,
God is so good.
my God is so good to me. When the day is over, I'm singing now. When my day is over, I'm singing. When my day is over, singing now.
God is so good.
My God is so good to me. Every day and every way, God is so good. I said every day and every way, God is so good. When I take the time to praise the Spirit, God is so good. My God is so
all stand and sing, I Know You.
I know you. You are the light of God. You are the joy. You are the love. You are me. I know you. You are the light of God. You are the joy. You are the love. You are me. You know me. I am the light of God. I am the joy. I am the love. I am you. You know me. I am the light of God. I am the joy. I am the love. I am you. We know this. We are the light of God. We are the joy. We are the love. We are one. We know this. We are the light of God. We are the joy. We are the love. We are one. I am the light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. You are a light. You are a light. You are a light in this world. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright. And you shine. And you shine. And you shine so bright. We are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world. We are a light. We are a light. We are a light in this world. And we shine. And we shine. And we shine so bright. And we shine. And we shine. And we shine so bright.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. Welcome to Unity Church of Overland Park. Whether you're here in the room or online in our balconies of Facebook and YouTube, we welcome each and every one of you. I'm Reverend Eileen Stulak. I serve as your Associate Minister of Operations here, and it's a pleasure to do that.
And I am Reverend Dr. Sherry Murray.
Your microphone?
Whoops, sorry, I forgot.
It's all right, it's early.
I am Reverend Dr. Sherry McMurray, and it is a delight to my heart to be here this morning to share with all of you in person and on the balcony.
That's right, welcome. It's wonderful to partner with you this morning, and just another shout out to you and the entire team that planned the women's retreat yesterday. It was fabulous. Many of us were here. Reverend Sherry, you did a great job in leading that. It was a wonderful, wonderful day. We've got some friends with us up here, don't we?
We do. So I've got a list. Wait till you hear these. We got Reverend Fred. It stands alone, right? No, he doesn't. We also have Millie Edwards. Brightens any day. And we have, of course, Terry Swope, James Albright, Brian Seaver, and Ken Lovern.
And actually, I didn't have a chance to tell you this morning. James Albright could not be with us this morning, so we got Andy DeWitt here on bass. We want to recognize him.
I recognized the face, so I didn't realize it wasn't the one that was supposed to be there.
It's all right. It's all right. He had the bass in his hand, right? You know, so, okay. Well, Reverend Jackie, our senior minister, she's taken a day off, and so we just wish that day to be whatever it is her heart desires today, and she'll be back with us when the offices reopen on Tuesday. So we're going to start, as we always do, with an opening prayer. And I want to say that, last night I just sat down to recenter myself a little bit and prepare, as I usually do on a Saturday for our Sunday services. And I went online to kind of catch up on some Facebook posts, and I saw one from our dear Reverend Jackie, and it was recognizing World Day of Prayer that was this past week. And she said some very nice words about what it was, and then she continued on to expand the prayers that were a part of World Day of Prayer, and her words just broke my heart wide open to the extent I copied them and emailed them to myself so that I can read and reread them as a part of my daily prayer processes going forward. And I checked in with her last night, even though it was a post on, the worldwide network. I just asked, would it be okay with her if I just simply shared her words as our opening prayer? And of course, she responded with the heart and hands of prayer emoji. So she may not be with us physically in the room today, but her words, her presence, and her prayer consciousness certainly are. And so let's take a moment to just turn within, to open our hearts to that presence of Spirit, God, divine love, Creator, whatever word works for you. And it's from that place of awareness of Spirit in us that I share that prayer helps us to align with divine inspiration and with the best of ourselves. And the world needs the best of ourselves to lead every thought, word, and action now more than ever. May our prayers reveal divine guidance, that we may move our hands and feet as the presence of love, God in us, our hope of glory. Each and every one of us, born with a sacred worth, deserves to live in communities free of violence, hatred, and discrimination. Let us make it so. And so from that place of deep awareness, connection with Spirit, let's solidify these words even more by speaking together one of the most powerful statements of spiritual truth that we have ever been offered. Would you join me in affirming that there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the source of all good.
And it is my honor this morning to bless the prayers that have been called in this week, to ask the people who have called and asked for prayers, or emailed and asked for prayers, or mailed and asked for prayers. It's very simple prayer that's easy to carry around with us all the time. God is all there is, and we are, each and every one of us, ever and always surrounded, supported, suffused by its infinite, loving presence. So it is, and so it let it be.
And so let's join together in speaking aloud the joint vision statement of our unity movement. A world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening.
say the walls between us stand so tall. They don't see there's just one sun shining on us all. I say we each choose roads to call our own, but none of us is traveling through this universe alone. And this circle just goes on and on. It began before us, it will be here when we're gone. And this circle just goes on and on and on, connecting our humanity, joining me to you and you to me. Seasons keep spinning on the wheel of time. We stand, we fall, we struggle up the mountains we must climb. Different dreams may color what we see ahead, but our lives are strung together on a common thread. And this circle just goes on and on. It began before us, it will be here when we're gone. And this circle just goes on and on and on, connecting our humanity, joining me to you and you to me. Round and round and round and round we go. Round and round and round we go. Love and learn and change and grow. Round and round and round we go. And this circle touches everyone as it crosses every boundary underneath the sun. Just goes on and on. It began before us, it will be here when we're gone. Yes, this circle just goes on and on and on. And someday we will come to see I'm joined to you and you are joined to me.
Thank you, Millie, the band. Fabulous. I love that song. I love that song. All right, so I mentioned briefly at the top of the service that this past week we celebrated Unity's annual World Day of Prayer. So several of us from the community gathered together for the opening ceremony out on the grounds of Unity Village, and then we took that traditional, very sacred candlelight walk from the opening ceremony up through the Rose Garden into the Fillmore Chapel so that we can then begin what has become really the core part of Unity's World Day of Prayer, that being the 24-hour prayer vigil. And so we're going to stay in that energy of prayer today with a message that invites us to consider what not only an evening, but a life of prayer might look like. And when I think about a life of prayer, I see it as infusing every moment with sacred awareness. And what I mean to say by that is that prayer is not confined to the times we experience what I typically refer to as intentional prayer. Like those times that we have, locked in on our calendars that say it's 9 o'clock every morning, I'm going to spend whatever time in prayer. Or perhaps you have a prayer partner and you set a time to receive texts or a phone call. Or with our prayer chaplain, sometimes you will ask a prayer chaplain and you'll find a time that you're both available. So you set that down and you get it on the schedule. And these are all wonderful experiences, and there's so many more like them. And prayer can absolutely happen without scheduling it, without even thinking about it. Someone can receive a prayer or feel a prayer in their hearts when they're doing the dishes, or if they just are out in traffic going somewhere and they're stopped at a red light, and some awareness of something sacred comes into their minds. Going for a walk, and all of a sudden you hear the bird chirp, or something catches your eye, and you just see God. Or maybe there is just that moment of just immediate clarity of something coming through for you. So we expand prayer beyond what we do at certain times into being the very way that we move through life, the very way that we move through this world. We become prayers in motion. And when we root ourselves in a consciousness of prayer, the more we do begin to respond to life differently. When there's a challenge, we're looking for where there might be possibilities, or where there is an interaction with someone that we don't know, or someone that we know has different thoughts or views or perspectives than we do. We start to see them as being potential teachers. And when the things that we desire in our lives, we want to experience in our lives, seem delayed, we accept the invitation that delay offers us, and that is to deepen our trust, to deepen our faith. So let's agree that for just the next 20 minutes or so, that's the vision that we're all going to hold together, that we are living a life of prayer. And as we put that vision out there, I'll say for myself that currently, I am not living such a life 24/7, 100% of the time, moment to moment. Because for myself, there are moments when thoughts of prayer and God and sacred awareness and holy moments are not in view, and they're certainly not the thoughts that are in my mind. And so maybe one or two of you can relate to that. And if so, just know that we can move through those kinds of moments without letting go of the vision. In those moments, we still want our lives and our life expressions to be prayers in and of themselves, moment to moment. So we hold on to that vision. We keep affirming that vision while at the same time answering that question of how. How can I create more of a life of prayer? How can I be that prayer in motion? And one thing that we can do, and you've heard this before, is to remain unattached to specific outcomes in our prayers. If we hold on too tightly to specific outcomes that we desire, we run so many risks. We risk being disappointed. We risk possibly starting to believe that God doesn't care about us, or that prayer is just this colossal waste of time. And we run the risk of missing out on the greater outcomes that can make their way to us, but they won't because of the blinders of specificity that we've placed around our eyes. And if you've been here, I'll say even just 2 services on a Sunday, you know that many times when I'm in prayer here, I say those words, that we remain unattached to specific outcomes. And just last week, Reverend Jackie shared the wonderful news of our expansion here at PlexPod, that we acquired three additional room spaces. And she said, we don't have all the details. We don't know. We can't tell you A, B, C. That's what this room is going to be used for. That's who's going to take up space in that room back there. But even so, the opportunity to support and live into and strengthen our vision as a ministry presented itself. And it became very clear very quickly that we were to say yes. When we let go of the specifics, it really does allow us to grow more deeply into our own individual and our collective spiritual natures. It helps us to strengthen our belief in prayer and the power of prayer, and almost without even thinking about it, grounding ourselves in that way, it automatically begins to show up in how we express as we go through living our lives every day. Now, I want to share a story with you whose the beginning of this story offered me a very powerful example of the power of non-attachment and trusting in spirit, trusting in the processes, the divine processes. And the story is about the House of One. Now, their story began back in 2011 in Berlin, Germany. And when a rabbi, an imam, and a priest came together, and they had the vision of people from each of their respective faith traditions coming together to pray under the same roof. They envisioned the construction of this wonderful common house of worship where it would house a church, it would house a mosque, it would house a synagogue, and there would be this joint meeting hall created right in the center of the structure. The Protestant priest shared how folks in their local community had been telling him more and more so that they wanted to meet people different from them. They wanted to be able to show everybody that people from different faiths could get along. And the rabbi has a powerful belief in the power of dialogue, believing that the only way that we're going to achieve peace, whether it is within our own lives or whether it is throughout this world, is to talk to one another. And the imam's wish was that diversity would become a reality with people accepting each other in their otherness. Now, those words paint a very large and is a beautiful vision, one based on the concept of people of diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and so forth coming together in prayer. So 2014, 3 years later, funding of that vision began. And the organization invited individuals just like you and me all around the globe to buy a symbolic brick for that building. And the cost of it in US dollars at that time was $13.40. In 2.5 months, they raised, just through that program, about $47,000. The construction costs were estimated to be $58.3 million. Now, that's a huge gap, and one that might have dampened the hopes of that vision ever manifesting. And here's where the element of staying unattached came in, because as I was reading the article, just in the section where they were talking about the financials, that section ended with this statement: there is no estimated time for completion. There's no estimated time for completion. Now, someone who loves details or is attached to specific outcomes might interpret that statement as one of doubt, one of being very uncertain if this house of one was really possible. I read it as a statement of release, of faith in the vision, and allowing it to unfold in divine timing. I read it as one being offered by 3 men whose lives, in my opinion, were becoming more and more of a life of prayer, every day, one brick at a time. So today, 14 years later, only the foundation of that building has been laid. 14 years. The total cost has now risen to nearly $81 million. And they still offer the opportunity to buy a brick. Some would say the House of One doesn't exist yet. Here's what the House of One website would say in response. It says, although the House of One has not been built yet, there is already a house full of life. Partnerships created throughout the world, events, school projects make tangible that religions can be an asset, putting a model of a peaceful coexistence opposed to all atrocities committed in the name of religion. All this being done without a building. No building. but through holding to the greater vision of bringing together faith traditions for dialogue and education, connection, working and worshiping partnerships, and more. That vision, seated, grounded in prayer, one that had been lived for a long time now by the rabbi, the imam, and the priest, but not alone. Now it's being lived by thousands more all around this world. A second way that we can live a life of prayer is remaining open to that own inner voice, of staying attuned to the divine intuition within us, those sparks of inspiration that come up that they just can't be ignored, even though we might try to do just that sometimes. And if you're not familiar with our core values here at UCOP, one of them is being Spirit-led. And if someone would ask you, well, what does that mean? Well, we have a statement that tells people what that means. Spirit-led means that we turn within to Spirit for guidance and active communication. It's on our website. We turn within to Spirit for for guidance and active communication. So this act of turning in within to Spirit, it's not a monologue. It is a dialogue. And sometimes people will say they hear actual words being spoken when they move into that sacred space. And quite often it can just be a feeling of some kind. You might be sitting still and you just have this feeling of a knowing that you didn't know before. Or maybe it's the feeling that you can literally feel the energy of peace just moving through every cell of your body. Or sometimes it might be that pop of clarity of something that before was not known. Being Spirit-led, as much as we can possibly be, comes in really handy when we might think that our prayers are being wasted or that they haven't been answered. Those times that no matter how many times we affirm something, nothing seems to be changing, nothing seems to be shifting or moving in any way. And that could very well be the truth in our outer reality. We can be affirming employment and not getting one single interview. Or we can literally be speaking with great intention and heartfelt intention, loving thoughts, and not meet one person who even comes close to looking like someone who might be a match as a life partner. But these absences of our desires being immediately manifested does not mean that our prayers are being wasted. Doesn't mean that they're going to go unanswered. It's maybe we're just not ready for the answer. Maybe there's more growth for us to experience so that when it's time, we can more easily accept and move forward the guidance without carrying unfinished business or unwanted weights and burdens with us. They only serve to slow us down. We can have any number of forms, types of that unfinished business. And that one power and presence just knows that those have to be, they have to be addressed before we take on anything new, before we take even one step towards this vision that we have in our minds. And so the wait can feel like a long time sometimes. And sometimes it is a long time. And other times it might be very, very immediate. Now, A.J. Brown is someone who understands and who practices the immediacy with which one can shift from the outer world to that inner world. So raise your hand if you know who A.J. Brown is, if you know who I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands. Okay. Well, if you don't obviously you don't recognize his name. So I will just tell you he's a professional football player, and his team has won the Super Bowl a couple of times over the years. So got to say he's a pretty successful person. But I'm not going to say the name of his team out loud. What I will say is while they are technically, legally based in southeastern Pennsylvania, right now, they are currently based in a locker room out at Arrowhead Stadium, getting ready to lose to our Chiefs later this afternoon. Now, even if you don't recognize him by name or have no idea what he does on that team, you may know of him through a story about him that went viral during last year's football season. And it was actually in January of this year. It was the playoffs. His team was in the playoffs. They're on TV playing out the game, and the TV camera zooms in on him. And at this point, I think he's offense, so he wasn't on the field. He's sitting there on the bench reading a self-help book. The title of this book is Inner Excellence. Train your mind for extraordinary performance and the best possible life. When that image of him hit the screen, social media platforms blew up. Because usually, if you watch a game and they go to the sidelines or whatnot to show a player, they're usually like on their iPads looking at videos or whatnot of the plays that worked or didn't work, or they got the playbook out and they're flipping through it. They're with a coach, and here's Mr. Brown sitting there reading a self-help book. So he was asked about it after the game. And before I share part of what he said in response to the questions with you, I would invite you to try to receive them filtered or through that lens of prayer, applying to prayer and living a life of prayer that we're exploring today. So he said, this game is 90% mental and 10% physical for me. I bring it, referring to the book, to every game, and I read it between each drive. I use it to refocus and lock in despite what may transpire in the game, good or bad. People tend to create controversy when they don't know the truth. So can you feel the connection between the refocusing and the locking in that he spoke to that of our focusing, turning within for prayer? Can you see that the goal, the vision, stays the same no matter what is happening all around you? It's clear this wasn't something being done every so often or occasionally, but throughout an entire football game. Amidst all the movement, all the activity, that joyful chaos that it looks like it sometimes on the field and on the sidelines, all around him, sitting in the middle of a bowl filled with 40,000 or more people who don't get quiet for more than 3 hours. A.J. Brown said, this brings him a sense of peace. So I would sense that it is very similar to the peace that we can experience in prayer. No matter what is going on all around us, it is a reminder to us of who we really are on the inside, at that soul level. Now, as a quick aside, you might imagine that the life of the book's author, Jim Murphy, changed dramatically on that day. I mean, you talk about some immediate results. The month before this happened, in December of last year, there was 1 week of December when that book sold 5 copies. 1 week that sold 5. When January was over, he had sold over 200,000 books. He was now the #1 bestseller on Amazon. A day before Mr. Brown took up his book and started reading during a football game, that book ranked 523,497th on the Amazon list. All right. One last suggestion for creating a life of prayer is, yes, seeing that bigger picture, the bigger vision, but perhaps more importantly, is having faith in what you cannot see. Having faith, it's not wishful thinking. It is spiritual seeing. Because as intelligent as we are, as much creativity and imagination that exists within our human minds, we cannot ever outsmart, outcreate, outimagine spirit. And that brings me a whole lot of comfort. I love the comfort I feel when I understand that I don't have to know everything all at once, on a timeline, on a schedule. That all I gotta do is stay open to Spirit's presence in me and continue inviting it into a partnership with me in creating my life, knowing that what I don't know, it will be made clear to me, and it will come in the right and perfect timing. So I just do the best I can with each day I'm given. And that best varies from one day to the next, for sure. But for me, the more that I can get out there and express from a place of calm and contentment, then I know the more my overall life is becoming more and more a prayer. Be still and know. That was the theme of this year's World Day of Prayer, and I'll come back to it in just a moment. But several years ago, there was a program on called Oprah's Master Class, and I was watching it one day, and the featured speaker was Robin Roberts. She was a former desk anchor on ESPN, Sports Channel, and then for at least the last 20 years, I think, she's been co-anchoring the Good Morning America program every day. And during her presentation, she talked about her thoughts about prayer, her personal thoughts about the power of prayer, how it had been an anchor for her through two very serious, nearly fatal health challenges that she'd moved through. I also found out that her favorite prayer is the prayer for protection that we recite every service. And then she said something about prayer itself that just struck me, and I wrote it down, and obviously I've kept it in my notes all these years. Because she said about prayer that God has 3 answers for every prayer. 3 answers. Yes. Not yet. And I have something better in mind. During the keynote address at the World Day of Prayer opening ceremony, Dr. Tracy Brown took the theme of be still and know, and then she invited us to expand upon it, expand it in our prayers. And she then went on leading us in affirming out loud together, repetitively, several times, be still and know, be still and grow, be still and go. We hear the yeses of God when we become still and we let go of those specific outcomes, because we know that God is the source of all things good, and we create that opening for a partnership within us with it. And we accept those not yets by turning within and listening for that next divine step to take, remembering that there is incredible growth that can occur in the pause. Incredible growth that can occur in that pause, growth that moves us eventually from not yet to now is the time. And we let God be God. We call upon our faith in that which we cannot see, and we go. And sometimes we go filled with bags upon bags of details to carry us through. And sometimes we go with just the next step being clear. These days, in this world, perhaps the greatest gift that we can offer to another, that we can offer to this world, is our conscious presence, grounded in prayer and guided by Spirit. So the invitation today for you is to go forward living not just from faith, from prayer, but as prayer. You know, be the prayers that walk. Be the prayers that listen. Be the prayers that love. Be the living expressions, active expressions of God in motion that you are, because you might just end up being the answer to the prayers that so many people are waiting for today. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Eileen. We're going to settle in with Millie to lead us into some meditation.
in the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth. All is healed, all is whole, all is well, all is well. In the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth, all is healed, all is whole, all is well, all is well.
And so we take this moment to just breathe into the space, to feel the loving energy of Spirit all around us, wherever we may be. To breathe in and know that we dwell in an abundant universe. For God is our source. And God is unlimited. Unlimited in love, power, strength, peace, and so much more. And so do you know that you can just let all the outer go? That in this moment, you can make that choice to just sink further into your seat or wherever you may be sitting, to relax and remember that it's not necessary to try so hard to control, and just allow the universe to support you. Take a moment to reflect, to call forth any particular desire of your heart or vision that you dream about. It might be something you're seeking, it might be something you're wishing to release. And as we move into a time of silence, take with you whatever the prayer is in your heart in this moment, and gently just lay it on the altar of Spirit as we rest in a time of silence. And so as we begin to come back gently, softly, into the awareness of the moment, We do so feeling that freedom of release and letting go, knowing that there is a greater power surrounding us, guiding us every step of the way. And so invite that presence into your experience every day, every moment. Affirm that presence serving you to remove any burdens, to know that for whatever it is that you ask, if you believe you have received it, it will be yours. This is faith. This is trust. This is hope. It is resilience. It is strength. It is letting go and letting God. And so we do let go, and we allow the love, the harmony, the wisdom, the compassion, the kindness, the generosity, the acceptance, the tolerance, the openness, the willingness for change, all of it to just do its work in us, through us, as us. And for the privilege that it is to show up in this world today in those ways, the power it holds, the change it can bring. We are so, so grateful. And so it is that we pray and we move and we go. Amen.
In the presence of the one, in the presence of the truth, all is healed, all is whole, all is well, all is well, all is well.
Again, my honor to invite you to join me in blessing our gifts of time, talent, and treasure, and all of the gifts that help this ministry to do what it does, by repeating together the words of our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am joy-filled and grateful.
I gladly walk across the desert with no shoes upon my feet to share with you the last bite of bread I had to eat. I would swim out to save you in your sea of broken dreams, but all your hopes are sinking. Let me show you what love means. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Understand that love and only love can join the tribes of man. I would give my heart's desire so you might see the first step is to realize that that it all begins with you and me. Love can build a bridge between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? When we stand together, it's our finest hour. We can do anything, anything, if we keep believing in the power between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love between your heart and mine. Love can build a bridge. Don't you think it's time? Don't you think it's time? Love, love, don't you think it's time?
Thank you, Millie. Wonderful. I'm Ellis.
And I'm Tony.
Our 2025 Fall Faith Series begins next week with Rock and Roll Sunday. Did you know that, Fred? Okay. The book we'll be using this year is See No Stranger by Valerie Carr. During the week, small groups will meet at various times and places to dive deeper into the Sunday message and the book chapters in an intimate, supportive setting. If you haven't joined a group yet, now is the time. And if you've never been to a Fall Faith book study, you're missing a real blessing. Copies of the book and small group sign-up sheets are available in the cafe after the service. Actually, I think they're around in the new space just to the right. You can also register online using the link in our e-news.
Okay, and our next third Sunday meditation will be next Sunday, September 21st at 9 a.m. in the studio. This meditation focuses on local and global happenings, a spiritual practice of witnessing the world through the lens of divine possibility, peace, and love. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, alone, centered, hopeful, or somewhere in between, this is a space to anchor in truth and gather in affirming spiritual space. Together we'll cultivate inner stillness and send forth a collective intention for healing and compassion as an expression of our joint vision and unity.
We are thrilled to welcome Amy Steinberg for a special weekend. She will perform her one-woman show, Ministar, on Friday, September 26th at 7 p.m., followed by a dynamic play shop on Saturday, September 27th at 1 p.m. Tickets are $33 each, or a bundle for both for $55. and save $11. Grab your tickets after the service online or through our e-news link. Bring your friends and family ages 12 and up. The show is heartfelt, hilarious, the best of Steinberg.
Okay, and on Tuesday evening, October 7th, from 7 to 10 p.m., we will swing wide the doors of the R.D. Goppert Event Center at Unity Village for Raise the Roof, a free program including a concert with an amazing Ricky Byers featuring Reverend Jackie Fernandez on the bass. Yeah. There will also be an adult, youth, and choir performing, which you are welcome to join. Other attractions include inspiration from Martha Creek, a healing sound bath by Vernice Reyes, a New Thought vendor fair, a candlelight labyrinth walk, and a meet and greet in the Fillmore Cafe. This is part of an annual 4-day affiliated New Thought Network, which is a membership organization with a vision of connecting the New Thought community through consciousness and love. Details for the overall event and a link to register and/or sign up for the choir are in our e-news and on our website.
Please join me now and speak our mission statement together. Unity Church of Overland Park transforms lives and empowers people to make a difference in the world.
Thank you, Tony, very much. And I know we all know this, but I just got to ask, do we have one of the most fabulous bands on this planet? And Miss Millie, you sang two of my favorite songs today, and I'm telling you, if Barbara Streisand and the Judds walked in this room, they'd be bowing down to you today. Thank you all very, very much. We also want to thank our volunteer team of the month, and that is our flowers team. So for all of you who bring flowers to adorn our altar table, our outside spaces are taken care of as well. Would you please stand so that we can say thank you very much? Join us next week. As you heard, Fred confirmed we're rocking and rolling next week, and we're also kicking off with Fall Faith. Get your books today if you haven't gotten them already. They are in the Community Connections room out there, and there will be plenty of people to help you out with that. And a few quick reminders. If you can stay, yoga in the studio at noon. We've been getting such wonderful feedback about Jeff Squarick and the way that he offers that program. Yarn Blessings. Yarn Blessings table is now located in the Community Connections room. Again, right out those doors, make an immediate right. All the tables and information is there. They're going to meet Saturday the 20th, 10 o'clock here at PlexPod. Folks with Faith, their monthly meeting. September 27th, it's coming up. They've been exploring the 12 powers and the empowerment that we can feel through each of those every month. And this month, order, the divine power of order, is going to be reflected upon by Reverend Shirley Knight as their guest speaker. That begins at 10:30. Doors open at 10 that morning. And now we have the pleasure of welcoming in, do we now have kids? Well, Amy, thank you so much for being here, and I'm glad you can be a part of the big people room today. So maybe next week we'll have some little ones back. Okay. So what do we do now? That threw me off. We're going to sing. I'm not going to sing. Millie's going to sing. So let's stand if you wish to sing our closing song.
We're all going to sing, Eileen, including you.
Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, Let me be your vessel. Let me be your vessel. Let me be your vessel of love. Please take this time and greet each other as you are able. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Shine, be glorious, reflect the divine. Spirit of mine, spirit divine, let me shine your light.
And so, from wherever you are in the room, let's join together in speaking our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a wonderful day. Go Chiefs!
I have good ones too.